Hello and welcome to the Metroidvania Review official stream. My name is Professor Q, and I have here with me today Nick.
How's it going, everybody?
It sounds like my sound settings just blew up. I don't know what happened. Like, it seems really loud to me.
Hold on, I was listening too. Let me pull it back up.
There we go, I fixed it. Apparently, it went to max volume, and changing the volume changed the back, so I apologize about that, everyone.
It was good for the opening.
It was good for the opening, yeah. Anyway, I want to point out one thing in the opening. It says Metroid 3, which you should...
I was about to comment that it says Metroid 3. I don't remember it saying that. That was super confused me when I first played this game.
Totally says it right in the intro, so you gotta play these games in order, in my opinion, or at least play Metroid 2. I don't know, you lose some if you... Oh, let's let this play.
Is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Alright, I'll read the intro here. I first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. It was there that I foiled the plans of the space pirate leader, Mother Brain, to use the creatures to attack the galactic civilization. We get a little flashback of the... I like how she gets hit in this flashback by those stupid Cheerios.
It's not exactly an action-packed clip there.
I next fought the Metroids on their homeworld, SR-388. I completely eradicated them, except for one larva, which after hatching followed me like a confused child. I also like the nice touch here where she actually points the gun at the larva. Which she does not do in the original. I also like how they kind of made it black and white like the Game Boy. Of course, I think they did that with Metroid 1 as well, so anyway. I personally delivered to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. Could you imagine just casually holding a weapon of mass destruction in a jar like that?
I still don't understand what the point of killing them all if they just kept one was.
The scientists' foundings were astounding. They discovered that the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. So that's why they wanted it, supposedly.
That's information that would have been useful like a month ago.
Before killing all of them. Well, that goes back into the ethics of what she did in the last game. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt. But I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. Ceres Station was under attack. I like how she's like, I barely even left.
Do you think she's just tired of dealing with this whole thing at this point?
Well, I mean, considering Metroid Prime happens before Metroid 2, it's suggested that maybe years have passed since the Zebes incident. So I guess she would reasonably think that that the pirates weren't a threat. Welcome, Animator AR. I always have a hard time saying Animator AR. Lots of soft sounds.
Animator...
Alright, so here we are at the Ceres Station.
And we're no longer sponsored by McDonald's.
Let's see if we can get a nice screen cap of me inside the jar. Okay. We'll get that later. So I played this with my kids, and I walked in here, and when the dragon appeared, they're like... It's interesting. I think you have to touch the Metroid before he appears. Let's see how far we can get into this. Let's see if we can actually... By the way, I doubt we're going to get the speed ending this time around.
Did they ever explain how Ridley is still alive?
No. I mean, okay. Other M sort of explains it.
So no, they didn't explain it?
Right. The fans wouldn't accept that. Although they did have the Mecha Ridley in the Prime series. That's the thing, is the more times that Ridley comes back, it reduces Samus's intelligence for leaving the Metroid here without like an army or something
Or just being a good bounty hunter.
Like the Galactic Federation needs to have like a Ridley task force, like.
Or the next time you beat Ridley, just like keep shooting him until he's just like paste on the ground.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though, is that I don't even know, like, if they don't have like Ridley in a jar somewhere.
Maybe Ridley's a race of things. Like, do we see any other Ridleys? Maybe these are all just different people, and we keep calling him Ridley, but that's just racist because they're just totally different people.
That could be it. The Ridley race.
Goodbye, Donut Station.
I do appreciate that they had the self-destruct sequence there, because then it feels like more like it flows into from Super Metroid, or from Metroid 1 into Super Metroid.
And Ridley did have a ship in the remake of the original.
Yeah, Metroid Zero Mission, he had a ship. He must have gotten out a different way, which kind of begs the question why Samus couldn't have gone that way too, with wall jumping or whatever. So this is... No, I am playing this on... let's see, what is this? SNES 9X emulator. I do have the game legitimately, though, so... In a couple of places, actually. I probably have more copies of Super Metroid than I have any other...
I wonder what my most owned game is.
Yeah, any other game. Dark Souls is... Well, I sold my original Dark Souls copy, but... So here we are in... back on planet Zebes, which... I don't know why you would return to the scene of the crime. I guess they already had the infrastructure for Mother Brain. So, remember when I played through Metroid 1's ending on the NES version? I did that so you might recognize this room. And they have the same platform type that the Metroid 1 had. So this is the tunnel that you went out through when you escaped.
When everything's supposedly self-destructed.
Yeah, and then this is the Mother Brain tube. Neat touch. I like that you go back through this. I don't know how to scale this is. I don't remember it being exactly laid out like this, but it's close enough that if you'd waited 6 years from Metroid to Super Metroid, you probably would recall that.
Yeah, it would be neat.
So the first part of this game is relatively linear, which is actually... So if you want to know how to make a Metroidvania game, studying this game is a great place to start. And I think this is kind of neat. They give you the morph ball, and then subtly hint that there is other life on the planet by spying on you. Anyway, then they force you to use the morph ball to get out of this room, because they want to make sure that you get the power before you leave. And there's just no way you can get out of there.
I remember that spotlight really, impressing me. It was a neat effect.
And I don't remember if you have to... I think you might get the missiles here. Yeah.
Alright, so off the top of your head, what year did Super Metroid come out?
Did we say 1993 or 1994? I think we asked that question early.
1994.
That's what it was. Whoops. So it's been like a year since I played this game normally, so I don't remember where anything is anymore, because I played the randomizer, which of course messes everything up.
Did you ever finish that?
We're getting close. Grab this second missile here. I want to note that Samus doesn't have anything. She had like 200 missiles the last time she was here. I don't know if I can actually get that without damage boosting. By the way, I'm not going to try and do major sequence breaks on this playthrough. This is going to be a fairly normal playthrough. Mostly here to talk about the story and kind of the implications of things. So yeah, Samus brings the Metroid back to the research station because it could be used for the good of humanity. Which, like you said, begs the question, why did they decide to eradicate all of them if that was even a potential?
Because they're dumb.
Oh no. All the space pirates are loose. And this
is the first time you actually saw space pirates in a game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I guess they decided that random wildlife didn't make sense.
Of course, they don't really tell you those are space pirates, so there's really no good way to... Because they still look organic. So
Sure.
they still look like they could just be creatures from this planet.
It might say in the manual. You could look up the manual and see. It might say space pirate and have the picture of the cricket man. Because that's their official term, is cricket men. I don't know how they they don't have opposable thumbs. They have these big claw things. Like, how do how do they build spaceships and stuff? Like,
oh, you can build a spaceship with claws. Don't be hand-centric.
Thumb-centric is more like it. They couldn't even play video games.
Man, movies that came out in 1994. 1994 was not a good year for movies.
What is that, like Three Ninjas and...
Let's see, we got It's Pat, which is terrible. We got Clifford, the
Oh gosh, Clifford, huh?
Oh, that's not even about the big red dog. It's about an annoying little kid. Okay. Oh, Stargate. That was a good one that started a whole TV series.
That was just the movie?
Yeah, just the movie. We got Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Good old Van Damme.
Oh, we got Pulp Fiction. That's a classic. All right, that's a good one. And True Lies. That's another good one. All right, I'll move away from those.
Oh, we have to have bombs, which is over here.
Oh no, the Street Fighter movie came out in 1994.
So I'm also going to try not to use save states at any point during this, so that means I am going to be trying to get as much as I can for health and stuff, but I'm not actually going to go for 100% either. Although I kind of have a lot of things memorized where they are now after doing the randomizer for however many months we've been doing that.
I wonder how terrible a Metroid movie would be.
Like how bad they're going to screw it up. It's not even a question of whether they'll screw it up.
Yeah, it's with levels of bad.
Honestly, though,
I don't even think you could do it right. Like, I could not possibly come up with a way to make a Metroid movie good.
I could totally do it.
Oh, you couldn't.
Sure I could.
You have zero writing experience.
Well, okay, so there's that, but I mean, I've got the ideas, and I just get a real writer to... But I mean, like, as far as outlining the plot and things, I think it's possible.
I mean, you'd have to tie it into... The question is a nuclear underplot something that you would play into, or would you play into something else? Like, what would the driving theme, the moral of the story be in today's day and age?
So real quick, speaking of subverting expectations, they do this right off the bat, and I always thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, making you fight the robot?
Making you fight the Chozo. It's like, no, we can't even trust power-ups anymore.
It is kind of terrifying. Is there a way to dodge him?
If you're good. Which clearly I'm not. Like, when he gets in the corner over here, you kind of have to go over the top of him, I think. But it's okay. They dump a whole bunch of health on you when you...
Alright, I got the manual up. Although it's not a manual for the Super Nintendo, it's an instruction booklet.
So does that mean we're going to be making space pirates with the... That makes it sound like an assembly type thing.
Put them together.
We're not going this way. What am I doing? I was going to run back to my spaceship to get more missiles, but I'm like, I only have 10 missiles. I'm just going to get them from drops.
Oh, we got expanded story in the manual here. So we got the Metroid Menace, the Broken Peace. The galaxy once enjoyed a period of peace and prosperity. Trade lines were open, and citizens were happy, and the Galactic Federation kept a watchful eye over the planets. Not long ago, that peace was broken by a startling discovery. What do you think the discovery was?
SR-388.
On a routine survey of the planet SR-388, the crew of the Galactic Federation vessel discovered a new airborne life form and gave it the name Metroid. These creatures, which could engulf the other living beings, and take away their energy, provided to be strong and prolific. After just a few seconds of beta ray bombardment, a single Metroid became 2 Metroids, and then 4. Several Metroid specimens were gathered so that the survey vessel crew could take them to the Galactic Federation headquarters for further examination.
So I'm going to stop you right there. Why did they decide to put beta radiation on it? So like, hey, we got this new life form. Try radioactive.
Yeah, here's a new creature. We don't know what it does. Let's hit it with radiation.
Let's just hit it with radiation. Like,
maybe their tools or like engines or something are powered by beta radiation, and it happened accidentally.
That makes more sense. Although they did say they had it in a lab, didn't they? I don't know.
No, it doesn't really say. It just says they discovered it, called it a Metroid, and then
they started zapping radiation all over it.
Yeah, beta ray bombardment. Alright, so there's just one last paragraph.
Sure.
As the crew sped towards headquarters, they were ambushed by space pirates from the planet Zebes. The pirates stole the Metroids and took them to their home planet, where the planet-leading Mother Brain created a Metroid Force.
Okay, so they took it to their home planet. Do they say that Zebes is the home planet?
This says the crew spread towards headquarters. They were ambushed by space pirates from the planet Zebes. So yes, they're saying Zebes is the pirates' homeworld.
Okay, well that's been retconned. That's interesting. I wonder if the people who made Metroid Prime had read the manual for Super Metroid.
Oh, there's even more story. Enter Samus. Bounty hunter Samus Aran was commissioned by the Galactic Federation to eliminate the space pirates and do away with the dangerous Metroids. Samus landed on Zebes alone and carried out her mission with speed and precision. After the skirmish on Zebes, a special corps was assigned by the Galactic Federation to destroy the Metroids on SR-388. The corps were never heard from again. The Supreme Council gave Samus the job to fly to SR-388 and do what the Special Corps could not, make the Metroids extinct.
All 38 that were left.
Yeah.
So that room we were just in was you can go in there and you're kind of tempted to go in there because it's a red door and, good things are behind red doors. And I like how they lock you in that room for a second so you have time to contemplate what that room is before sending you out. Making it memorable, I think. And then adding that statue makes it memorable.
I think this game is when the franchise really started leaning into what would become industry norms.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if this game started those industry norms or used them, but regardless, it does a lot of great things. So, Metroid movie. I mean, I don't think you could do it without having the nuclear undertones.
Yeah, but I mean, it feels like, well, I mean, obviously, nuclear undertones are still viable. They're still important in today's day and age, but they're definitely not at the forefront of everybody's mind like they were throughout the 80s.
Sure, but you don't want to make it about
well, no, but I think
the other issues that are going on today that we're not going to get into. But
of course, the question is it actually about nuclear weapons? Like, I know people always said that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings, and the One Ring and all of that was an allegory for nuclear weapons, and that's pretty much just straight up not true.
That's hilarious. The ring is nuclear weapons. I don't know if there's as much of a correlation there. These Metroids are literally weapons of mass destruction. But they weren't created for that, according to the... So Anime RR says that they had heard of a Metroid movie.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's not their most popular franchise, but I'm sure some studio exec out there somewhere thinks that they could make a good Metroid movie.
Anyway, I don't think you have to say it's a nuclear allegory without, or in your story, people can interpret it that way. Was it intended that way? So, for obvious reasons, the Japanese did a lot of nuclear allegories back in the day. So, I would not be surprised if that was not part of it. Although, you know, if it was inspired by Alien, as the rumor says, okay, this was a waste of time. But I guess we got our missiles back, so that's nice. Is there anything else in this room? I don't remember. I don't think there is. I think this is an interesting room, though. Don't kill the enemies or else you can't see.
So who would play Samus?
Oh, gosh. What's her name who played Captain Marvel said she'd do it.
I mean, she certainly looks the part.
She does look the part. I think people would... that would get the movie a lot of free publicity if she was chosen.
I would personally pick... what's her name? Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. Crap, I'm not gonna remember her name now. Hold on.
Well, how old is she now? Not to...
Yeah, I guess she's a little bit older. How old is Samus supposed to be?
Not that you can't... Honestly, that's the... Supposedly, there have been years between between Metroid 1 and Super Metroid, so... I mean, even if she started at 18 back then, like... She's got to be in, like... her 30s at the very least, right? Or whatever. Like,
yeah, I would think.
And I wouldn't expect her to be 18 at that time. And she doesn't like seem super young in like Other M or whatever, which technically takes place right after this.
Yeah, I would think like in Super Metroid she'd be in like her mid 30s or something.
That would be my guess.
You know, it would be interesting if they leaned into the spoiler alert, but at the end of this, when the Metroid funnels all of its energy into you, it'd be interesting if they leaned into that and had it have like biological effects on Samus instead of just supercharging her suit.
Well, that's what Metroid Fusion does, essentially.
Yeah, but I never played Metroid Fusion.
We should totally play Other M so we can talk about how it can be made better.
I totally agree. I'd totally be up for watching you play Other M.
Unfortunately, it's like 10 hours long, which makes it less desirable.
Dude, we spent like 16 hours playing...
That's true.
What's it called? Twice.
Alright, let's see if I can remember how to beat this boss. I think you have to hit it once with the missiles.
So this is just like plant life on the planet, right? This isn't a space pirate.
Yeah, so this is the enemy from ESA. It was a complete ripoff of Super Metroid. Or I'm sorry, Super Metroid completely ripped off ESA. I completely botched that joke.
Man, it totally is. I'm
trying not to die on the first boss in the game.
Yeah, save that for Ridley.
Right.
Not Ridley, Kraid.
Kraid. I need to die on Kraid at least once. It's the rule. I think the best thing to do is to stay in ball form until it finishes its nonsense. Oops.
It's not like you can hurt it.
Yeah, I forgot to pick up the charge shot before coming up here. Not that it really matters, because these things drop missiles the entire time. Oops. This is not a skilled playthrough of Super Metroid, so if you joined the stream for that, I apologize.
Now, this is a stream where we discuss quesadillas.
Oh gosh. No more quesadillas.
Alright. So who would win, Samus or Mega Man?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably Mega Man, I'm going to say. My unbiased opinion.
What if they're both stock? No upgrades.
Liking both of them.
Still Mega Man?
Oh, stock, no upgrades? Well, if you're doing that, then it's definitely Mega Man, because if you start from Mega Man 4, he has the Mega Buster, which gives him a clear advantage over Samus, who doesn't have that from the start.
No, it's Mega Man 1.
Mega Man 1? Let me think. Mega Man has 24 HP, and Samus has 100. And if Mega Man only does 1 damage each, which the Mega Buster usually does, then I'd say that Samus would win.
All right. If we tweak enough of the build up, then
that's the problem with versus nonsense.
Okay, so what if Samus has all of her power-up suits and Mega Man has had his blaster arm blown off?
Right. Super Missile. I give that to you right off the bat.
I always thought super missiles were cool because they made the screen shake. I think they make the screen shake.
I think they do.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, when they hit the walls.
So who would win? Samus or the Hollow Knight?
You'd like fully powered up. Like at the end of the game, probably Samus. I mean, she's got missiles, and he's a bug. Especially if you went with cannon sizes.
I guess that's true. People would like step on him. What if like he snuck up on her while she was asleep in bed because he's so small and used the dream nail on her to fight her in her dreams? Then they'd be the same size.
What if?
Hey, dream nail's an important tool.
What if he had the AK-47 from the AK-47 mod? Alright, I'm trying to remember how to get in that room. I think you go over the top.
Is the whole game playable with that AK-47 mod?
I think so. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Okay, you need the grappling hook.
That's how you should play through Hollow Knight on stream and get it done like real fast. Play with the AK-47.
I mean, that's an option. Come on. So another question I like to ask is like, okay, so Samus brought it to the Galactic Federation, discovered that it could be used for the good of humanity. Makes sense for the Galactic Federation to have it, sort of, except for the part where the space pirates are still alive. But let's pretend at this point there are no other games that have come out, and we don't know that the space pirates are alive in any form. Like you don't have Metroid Prime or any of that stuff, which is the case when this game came out. What would be Samus's motivation for bringing the Metroid back to the Federation? Is it just because she thought it might be useful? Or do you think it's because she felt bad? Perhaps.
I think it's because the franchise is called Metroid, and if they killed all the
We can't do this or I'm out of a job. We're probably going to do a minor sequence break here, I think. Just because I want it, because I never get to use it. The Spazer gun coming up here. You have to use your run button or to get across that, which is, if you didn't know there was a run button before this, hopefully you had opened up the... Hopefully you'd open up the controls scheme menu and check that. Okay, so you're obviously not supposed to be up here, and actually it's really difficult to get up here without the ice beam, but that's not actually where I wanted to sequence break. I just wanted to make the map pink a little bit. It's a good strategy, by the way. Oh gosh, these things. Get out of here. They latch onto you and they're really annoying. Like if you want to remind yourself of where to go, like later on, especially in this game where it doesn't have doors on the map, going just a little bit into a room
kind of shows you what it is and creates context.
Right, it creates like a more visible, even if there are doors, it creates a more visible like visual cue on the map when you're just glancing over, looking for places to go. Just minor tricks that you learn when you play 100 Metroidvania games. Alright, so really obvious passageway is obvious. If I can get up in there.
Wait, have you played 100 Metroidvanias already?
Oh, more than that. Now, okay, not all of them are counted as Metroidvanias. If you want to go to the ones that I know are likely going to be accepted as Metroidvania games by most of the community, then I played about 35. And if you go by the ones that I'd say that a decent amount of the community would say is Metroidvania, then it's probably about 100. But if you want to just count everything that I've reviewed, I'm up to 185 reviews right now, although some of those are classic Vania games, which clearly don't count. Anyway, the minor sequence break to get the Spacer Beam, because I don't get much use out of the Spacer Beam otherwise.
Yeah, once you hit late game, it's...
Well, it gets replaced by the Plasma Beam. Like, you can't have both active at the same time, so getting it at that spot lets you use it for a good portion of the game. Now, that sequence break also wasn't totally necessary because we have to backtrack through that area anyway after we get the high jump boots, but, you know, if you wanted to get it early, then there it is. I don't remember if... I apologize if you can hear it. My neighbors decided to mow his lawn today or do something with his lawn. That is not the way we want to go because that way is death.
Woo! Imagine if the door locked behind you.
We're actually here looking for the high jump boots right now. Oh yeah, we need the speed boots to get through there. I should remember that because this is where we were stuck for the longest time in the randomizer. It's hard remembering where the original locations for things are when you're so used to.
Oh, yeah. No.
So this place is annoying how it locks you in here for the randomizer. It's actually normal, good game design for the main game because you may not know to go through that floor otherwise.
Wait, what do you do if it's the randomizer and you don't have what you need to get out?
You have to wait for that thing to crawl back so you can kill it so you can open the door again. Because the door opens after you kill all the enemies in the room. Okay, it's up here. And okay, you can just shoot the whole thing out. Another room that's impossible to get out of no matter what if you don't have the high jump boots. Obviously I've been facetious this entire time and doing wall jumps everywhere, but which I had to get good at for the randomizer. And just continue our missile collection. I'm just going to keep them on a wall somewhere. So some Metroid games, I think, give you the ball jump when you get the high jump boots. I think the Zero Mission does that. Oh gosh, I have to kill this stupid thing. All right, come here. No, come back.
I don't think so.
I'm going to call this stream The Chase. Because that was... Oh, by the way, that was kind of cool. I always forget about that move, but... If you charge your gun and turn into ball
Super
form.
bomb.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that the heat prevents us from doing anything else in here. So I think we need to go back and kill Craig, as I like to call him.
Good old Craig.
Dang Craig. So here's the thing, another thing that I find interesting. Now I understand when you're speedrunning, you want to save as many seconds as possible. But if you're not speedrunning, there is zero reason to sequence break this unless you're playing a randomizer. But you can sequence break your way into Kraid's lair by using bomb jumps or whatever. But you just go down the elevator and go get the high jump boots. Like,
I mean, do they skip getting the high jump boots altogether?
I think that may be the case because you don't really need them when you have the space jump. I also think the high jump boots make the timing on bomb jumping a little bit different. And so obviously when you're speedrunning, you want to be as consistent as possible. So I could see if bomb jumping is a major part of your run, which I imagine it's kind of required at this point, considering how much this game is sped run. What is the time on this game? 13 minutes speed run? Like legit, no cheats or whatever?
Let me check.
I want to say there's another... Yeah, right here. I think this is where you're supposed to go, but I'm going to go this way just to... Nope, this is right. No, this is the save point. That's right. I'm getting my memory back. Anyway, the angle that Samus felt remorse for killing the Metroids, or just didn't want to kill a baby Metroid, I think is perfectly legitimate. Some people really hate the idea of Samus being
Motherly?
well, yeah, that's the word.
Compassionate?
Compassionate. I mean, I don't want to say motherly because men could do the same thing, but or have the same.
And it's 40 minutes and 55 seconds.
Okay.
For any percent.
I wonder if that's using glitches.
100% is 1 hour 13 minutes.
And when I say using glitches, you can actually get into Turian early. All right, so remember when I said that the making Kraid big in the remake?
Oh yeah.
So like you have to fight the mini Kraid here, and if you played only Metroid before this, then this is like a huge shock when you meet the real Kraid.
Baby Kraid.
Yeah, I forgot that these spikes actually hurt you. Open your eye, come on. There.
You forgot to have him kill you.
Oh, he probably will kill me.
And any percent glitched is 11 minutes 38 seconds.
Okay, so they actually... Whoops, I did not mean to fire that super missile. Okay, so the trick to this boss is you hit him in the eye and then he opens his mouth.
Shoot him in the eyes.
Did I keep firing my super missiles because I'm not used to the switching at this point?
Oh, it's alright, because now you're out of super missiles.
I should be able to get some back from his little limbs, because they always have convenient...
You get him back from his naval rockets?
Yeah. So I understand why they made Kraid big in the remake, because, you know... It doesn't really make sense that he grew so much. Of course, it doesn't make sense that he's even alive.
Right. Maybe he got hit with gamma radiation.
Knowing how to wall jump here is actually really useful. Come on. I'm like the only streamer alive today that has trouble killing Ridley fast. Oops. Did I have a super missile and I accidentally switched to it? Oops. Where'd my charge shot go? Charge shots actually do a decent amount of damage. Got him. Had an easier time with him than I did the Metroid Zero mission version.
True. Like he's like, ah, no.
Although, like, I feel like there was a little bit more strategy going into that. Get the Varia suit. They don't make you backtrack a whole lot starting from the beginning here. And I have spiked shoulders.
Oh, I will be right back.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be making... Someday I might actually speedrun. Oh, there was a refill up here, which I probably should have used before I fought Ridley, or before I fought Kraid. So how's everybody in the chat doing? I forgot that this guy respawns. He drops a whole bunch of super missiles, which I'm sure isn't... Wait a minute, I didn't get super missiles back from that missile refill thing. I thought it did. Okay, so you don't charge while you're jumping, so that's what was throwing me off during the Kraid fight. So, a lot of people say that Super Metroid is dated and needs to be updated, And one of the things they cite is how missiles switch and how awkward it is. And I totally am on board with that. I like the way they did it in Metroid Zero Mission is a lot better. However, I mean, if you could get used to the controls in this, I think it would be nice if they redid this game and fixed that, or made it more like the recent games. Okay, where is it? There it is. The big complaint about this game being dated is how missile switching works and how awkward it is. Like I was fumbling between super missiles and
Oh, because you have to go through both of them instead of...
Right, so when I pushed select to turn off my missiles, it went to super missiles, and then I wasted super missiles. You have a dedicated button for canceling missiles, and you just need to get used to using that instead of hitting select. Coming off of Metroid 2 last week, that is a little awkward, and obviously coming off of Metroid Zero Mission, which does it in a completely superior way, where missiles are basically always active and you just switch which missile it's on. Much more intuitive.
Do the shoulder buttons do anything in this game?
Yeah, they aim up and down. So in Zero Mission, because it has 2 less buttons than this game, they made it so you had one button that aims up or down, and you just push down if you want to aim down, which is also better, in my opinion. So you could have freed up a button in this game, which they totally could have used for the missiles. And I'm pretty sure there's a one-way door that prevents us from going this way, so I think we're going to need to go up. No, this might be a speed run, or speed boost room, yeah. So we'll just let these guys suck on me for a little bit. Because I don't feel like stopping to deal with them.
They're just trying to lift it. Oh, they just disappear.
Yeah, they just go away when you go through the door. Old school logic right there. If you don't like it, scroll it off the screen.
See, that's all the Galactic Federation had to do was put all the Metroids in one room off screen, and then they'd only be in there.
Just use your high jump boots to get through that. Unless you like bomb jumping. As we all know, if you've watched me play the randomizer, I am not a fan of bomb jumping, but I'm getting better at it, so... Okay, somewhere around here there is a missile, and I don't remember where exactly, because I usually miss this one playing through normally. I really want the, I think it might be right here, but I don't remember I have to go into the lava to get it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, if it wasn't there, I would have felt really dumb for taking a lava bath, but that's par for the course playing Metroid at this point.
Just feel it out.
Yeah.
At least the lava looks like lava.
I wonder how the blindfold Super Metroid playthroughs are doing, like speedruns. That fascinates me, blindfolded.
Yeah, I think the only blindfolded thing I've ever looked into was Super Punch-Out. Or not Super Punch-Out, Punch-Out.
Really? Mario 64, I think, is one of the more fascinating ones.
Wait, what? Really? How is that possible?
So that's the thing that's the most interesting thing about it. And I actually found out about it watching one of those cheating expose videos. A guy played a blind playthrough of, quote playthrough of Mario 64, and he was not blind. I don't know how he saw, because he was wearing a blindfold. I'm sure that the blindfold was just transparent enough that you could see.
Has anybody done a legitimate
Mario
64
absolutely.
blind run?
Absolutely. And the cool thing about that expose video is they kind of went over like the legitimate ways of doing things and why it was obvious that he was cheating. I don't think
anyone that's actually done one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So what they do is that they punch to find walls and stuff, and then they like find specific corners to like set themselves up into. so that then they only have to make specific movements to succeed their whatever challenge is.
I would think the biggest danger is getting lost, because as soon as you're lost and you can't find your landmarks, I would think you're just done.
Sure, I mean, you could probably just kill yourself and get spat back out into the painting area.
I mean, you'd have to find a way to kill yourself, but I guess that would be too terribly difficult.
No, I'm sure that's probably the easiest thing to pull off while playing blind. Need the wave beam to get through there. For whatever reason, this is the part of the game that I remember the least. Like, you always remember the beginnings and ends of games, and the middle part is always kind of a blur. Let's see if I accidentally get the power bomb early, like I did in my last playthrough. I don't even remember.
I think I've discussed with you that I've never actually played this game all the way through. But I distinctly remember fighting Mother Brain, and I was thinking about it, and I think that must have been I rented this game from like Blockbuster. And then there were saved files on it from other people that had played the game, and then I just played their file and fought Mother Brain.
That is one of the joys of renting back in the day that people will not understand these days.
Not just the joy, but the stress. I will never forget the stress of renting Final Fantasy VI at the Hollywood Video, not getting through the game because, it's a long game, and then bringing it back and then renting it the next weekend and hoping somebody else didn't rent it or that they didn't delete my save file.
Oh. The copy of Mario RPG that I had in the Super Nintendo, it happened to be the one that my save files were on, which was really convenient. I'm trying to decide if I just... Oh, I think there's like an E-Tank this way, so I think it was worth the travel.
I still have a copy of Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo that my grandma went to a Blockbuster, like when they were selling off their old Super Nintendo games, because like the PlayStation and 64 were well out with games by that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so she literally went there and was like, I want to buy this. And they were like, okay. Because keep in mind, this was back before like eBay and Amazon and most online marketplaces.
Oh yeah, I totally remember. Oops.
If you wanted to find a legacy game, you went to used game stores in town.
I'm actually, like, looking back on that, I'm actually really surprised at how many games we did get a hold of, considering that we were just one state in the entire U.S.,
Yeah.
These things make... What the... Okay. I think that happened to me on the randomizer as well. I think there might be a glitch with that platform.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
There are a lot of things that... So I think you lose your charge the minute you do a spin jump. I'm trying to... That may be another... Okay, wait a minute. What is going on? Can I even do this yet? I don't know if I can. I think you might need the... I think you might need the wave beam.
Or wave beam, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just ignore this for now. We'll come back to it. There's a big chunk out of the screen that'll remind me that this is a place we have not explored. Gotta make all your white lines solid if you want to get 100% on this game. So speaking of 100%, I think I 100% this game the first time I played it, and then I just haven't done that since. This is actually maybe... Okay, well, I haven't played this game as often as you might expect from somebody who runs a website for Metroidvania games. I think we can just shoot up. Yeah, that's what it is. I think there might be a thing to the left. Trying to remember all the secrets is fun stuff. Yeah, let's try this again. I think we might get the speed booster here, or it's past the dragon thing. Don't remember which. Something's over here. Yep, that's it. The old speed booster, my arch nemesis. Stinking randomizer.
You couldn't find the speed booster?
We couldn't find the speed booster, and of course that locks you out of like so many upgrades that you can find. Once again, really cool way to introduce what the power is. They make you run through that room in the first place, so you're naturally going to want to run out of it the same way you came in. And with the lava rising, especially, you're going to want to run, and then that teaches you how the speed booster works.
Yeah, it's clever.
Good old Nintendo game design. Let's see if I can get over to that platform. This is an early place where you can get a... what's it called? Gosh. Why is my mind going blank? Anyway, I think at this point we want to go to... sorry, Power Bomb. That's a place where you can get a Power Bomb. If you bomb jump in there, I think. Before you get the grappling hook. Of all the enemies that you find in Norfair, those little seahorses drive me crazy.
I do like seeing the 16-bit versions of these enemies.
Oh, this is the coolest thing. If Metroid was what you played originally, the original Metroid, I'm sure that this game was just like the most amazing thing ever. Okay, we got the speed booster now, so now we can go through the other passageway, which I believe leads down to the dragon. I don't remember his name. It's not Dragon. Dragon's in Meridia. The lava dragon that you brutally murder. Like many things in this game. Like that thing. I just brutally murdered that thing. Whatever that thing's called. I think we'll call him Sparky.
He's flamey.
Flamey. Yeah, I can't wait till I get the ball. But that's like,
like just now he was like, I can't wait to get home to my family. And then you shot him in the back.
I've got so much of this rock food for my family. Oh, this is what we want to do. And I messed it up because I hesitated. Let's try that again. This is actually where we are on the randomizer. So of all the areas in this game, this is the one I had the least memorized.
Satisfying.
It is nice to go through it, like for reals, but also I think there's a shortcut back through that area, or I think this is the failsafe. Let me go up here real quick just to. Where do you blow up? Maybe you don't. Well, you have to, because if you look on the map, there's a gap there. I'll wait till I get the super bombs. Or power bombs, I think that's what they're actually called. So, Metroid Other M, they make such a huge deal about how destructive Samus's power bombs are. And that's why Adam's like, you can't use your powers.
Wait, really? Specifically because of her bombs?
Because of the power bombs. And he's like, you'll blow up the whole station. And I'm like, in Metroid Fusion, you like use them all the time. Why is this suddenly like?
Maybe they got an upgrade.
And the funny thing about power bombs is you basically have to beat the game before you can use them on the station. It's really interesting.
Do they destroy the station when you use them?
No, which is the funniest part.
That'd be funny if they if there was a game that gave you a weapon, but then it's so powerful that it literally rips the world around you apart. So if you use it too many times, it's game over, because like if you're on a space station, you just rip a hole in the hull and get sucked into space.
Multiple endings on that is actually an interesting idea. So I was thinking this morning about how much I dislike MMORPGs, which I sometimes do. And I was like, one of the criticisms that you often hear on MMORPGs is it never feels like what you're doing has impact because everything respawns. Like bosses respawn, you can redo dungeons over and over again. Just in general, and it kind of has to be designed that way because it's an MMO. It has to be repeatable content. And I was thinking, what if they made an MMO with the premise that, okay, this is how you get on top. That's right. They made an MMO with the premise that you are in a fictional universe where it is multiple universes, and the reason why things respawn is because you are fixing multiple universes' problems. And if the players solve enough universes, then the world goes forward.
Well, I think they kind of do that with. Granted, I have only played one MMORPG, and that's Guild Wars 2, but Guild Wars 2 had instances, which were basically like little.
Sure, they all have that.
Yeah, and then there were also timed events, which is kind of what you're talking about.
See, but what I'm saying is that like maybe finally things will happen after you've fixed so many universes or whatever. Like, it's not an infinite number of universes, so when 1 million people do that quest, whether it's on multiple characters or not, then the game moves on to like a new iteration or something. So they're like,
okay.
Like,
so they'll have like a big boss fight, and if you do it enough times, then the boss actually dies.
Right. Of course, as soon as you do that, then people will complain that, no, I lost the ability to play the game the way I like to. But then you can just go to a different server that resets or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think that's a valid critique, because they did a similar thing with like Hitman, where there were certain missions that were only available for a set amount of time.
See, but that was dumb.
You just can't do them anymore.
And there was no reason to do that with Hitman because it was a single-player game.
Well, the reason for doing it was they wanted you to buy the game while it was still full price.
Right. Which was an interesting tactic. I wonder how well it worked.
Or you could do the Nintendo thing where you're like, oh, do you want to buy Super Mario 3D All-Stars? Well, it's never going to go down in price, and starting April 1st, it's not even going to be available anymore. Lol.
Yeah. I like how it was literally April 1st. Oh gosh. Okay, let's try this again. So, this power-up, the freeze enemies to make them into platforms thing, I know it's like as old as Metroid, literally. But I've never really cared for it as a mechanic.
A little fiddly.
No, I didn't get a copy of Mario 3D All-Stars.
I did.
Part of the reason why, well, there's a bunch of reasons why I didn't, but one of the reasons why is because I have basically all of those games on the Wii U, so except for Sunshine.
What I want more than anything is, I've told you this, so I'm just repeating myself for the 1000th time, but, for the... Oh, it's just me and Aaron. All right. For the audience. But I wanted all Mario games on one device, and I've almost got that with the Switch now. Of course, how long until I can't play the original Legacy games on the Switch? I mean, Hopefully a long time. Like, I wish desperately I could just buy the original Mario All-Stars on my Switch, but...
Sure.
I guess this option is okay.
I've almost got that with the Wii U. It's just the Mario Sunshine. So trade Mario Galaxy for Mario Sunshine, Galaxy 2.
Yeah, Well, I don't know. I kind of want to play Sunshine. It's
sure
the jankiest of the Marios, but it did some interesting things. I honestly liked Flood. I thought Flood was creative.
No, I liked Mario. I used to say that Mario Sunshine was my favorite, but I haven't played it since like the 2000s, so...
I mean, it's never been my favorite. I'm definitely... Like, in my mind, Mario is broken down into, like, level Marios and world Marios. So level Marios are like 3D World, ironically called 3D World. And then world Marios are things like 64, Sunshine, and Odyssey.
So we just got our X-ray glasses, as I like to use them.
It's It's funny, I brought up to a friend of mine that 3D World All-Stars or 3D All-Stars wouldn't be available anymore. And his response was, oh man, I should buy like 10 copies and then sell 9 of them in a year.
I was
like,
actually very tempted to do that myself. But I also didn't want to like take away from people who wanted to get a legitimate copy of a thing.
It's not like it's rare. You could go onto Amazon right now, even though it's 3 days from now, and buy a copy for retail price. So it's not like there's a squeeze yet, but I'm sure there's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've always intended to play through all of them and 100% all of them, and I've just never done it.
I think this leads out of this place. No, this is a... These guys just use missiles on them. They're not worth it. Okay, this is the room I thought I was in just now.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a good... They made a bunch of copies, so I mean, you can still go to Best Buy and buy a copy. But, oh wow, how would you even know that's there?
Well, I mean, you just barely get the power bombs by the time you come into this room, or most likely you do. Okay, where is it? I know there's one in here. Let's just use the bomb again, I guess. Come on, where is it? Is it over here? Maybe I'm misremembering? I thought there was 2 upgrades in this room. Huh. Okay, I may just be misremembering then.
So I don't remember. It's just the 3 weapons, right? Missiles, super missiles, and super bombs?
Yep. Those are the 3 special weapons. If what they could have done is made one of the R buttons be like backtrack through your weapons instead, like go back and forth. That would have been nice, but
I wonder what a Nintendo 64 Metroid would have looked like.
I don't know. I think that's what Prime started out as. Did Prime start out as an N64 game? I know a lot of the games on the GameCube did.
I feel like it would have been a pretty terrible game if it was.
Sure.
The 64 was not up to par. If they were going to make a good Metroid, it would have had to have been
I don't know.
2D still.
Turok games did decent, right? Or like graphically and stuff.
Yeah, but the control's so wonky. Like, so much of Metroid is traversal. Turok's not about traversal. It's about killing dinosaurs.
Right. True. Of course, even Metroid kind of lost the traversal thing after a while. Oops.
Well, it's hard to make platforming challenges in 3D space. It's still hard to make.
Yeah, I don't know if Metroid's really known for its platforming challenges, though. I'm debating on whether or not I should try and get sequence break items right now, or would just wait until when I would normally be able to get them.
When I was a kid, I thought this suit, or her spaceship was so cool looking.
Oops, I did this wrong. Push down first. No, go diagonal. Darn it. All right, whatever. We'll come back.
That's how Ridley gets off planets. Just to infinity and beyond.
The Super Skelomania method.
Yeah. Okay, who would win, Samus or Super Skelomania?
Just gonna go through the whole game, aren't we? Probably Samus. I don't think Super Skelomania has that. He just like knocks things with his head.
You can just see him like hitting his head on Samus, and then his head just breaks apart.
Yeah.
Although he can leave orbit, there's some pretty intense G-forces going on there.
True. So if he got underneath Samus...
Or grab Samus and then blast into space. He can survive in space, but she can't.
So the Samus versus Mega Man thing, thinking about it a little bit more, I don't think if you put Mega Man into Samus's game and put him up against the Mother Metroid, or the Queen Metroid, that Mega Man would be able to defeat the Queen. So I may have to change my answer on that.
Well, the answer to a lot of these questions is always, in my mind, perfectly answered by actually, what's his name? Luke Skywalker. What's the actor?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, yeah. Somebody asked, could Luke's lightsaber cut through Captain America's shield? And Mark Hamill's response was, in a Star Wars movie, yes. In a Marvel movie, no. And I'm like, okay, well, that just kind of answered everything, like any of these questions.
No more fighting about who would win in a fight now. Alright, we're going to go this way so we can get the grappling hook, which I think is down by the dragon that I keep talking about. Oh gosh, I should probably grab that while I'm here.
So what did you think about
Oh wait, I shouldn't grab that because that's
Falcon
the
and Winter Soldier last night that I know you watched?
I totally watched it. It was amazing. Everybody should watch Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I like when Falcon flew and when Winter Soldier made it cold.
What is it with that? Is that on Disney Plus or?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. It's very clear what they're doing now. They're going to drip feed shows. So basically, as soon as WandaVision ended, they started Winter Soldier, and as soon as Winter Soldier ends, they're going to start Loki, I think.
This jump is actually harder with the high jump, in my opinion.
Honestly, Loki looks the most interesting out of all of them because it kind of looks like X-Files crossed with like Control or something. I don't know. It's not what I was expecting from that show, and it looks awesome.
Control is in the video game?
Yeah, the video game.
So I was totally going to review that this month, and this month is another explosive month for Metroidvania releases. So unfortunately I had to push it back. Like every time I say I'm going to review something that isn't like a new release, like 5 new releases are like, hey guys, we're going to come out this month. I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
I kind of want you to play it because there's a lot of story in that I want to talk to you about.
Sure, we can totally spoil it on our Super Metroid stream because it's we'll probably just do it on a game night, of course.
Because it's got a fun story. I enjoyed it.
So, sequence breaking the power bomb, totally worth it because you saw how far we had to go back to get that. The legitimate way.
Sure.
Let's see. I think that's an exit right there. So I think we need to go to the right. Someone near my house is...
Yeah, even I heard that. Is that a motorcycle?
I have no idea. The police were actually looking for like a burglar in my neighborhood like a couple weeks ago with like a helicopter.
Oh, what? We get helicopters. So there's a helicopter, I think it's PD, that'll fly around my neighborhood and they'll be saying things. I think it's because they're like looking for somebody or there's like a car that's on the run or something. I cannot understand a single thing they're saying. All I can hear is wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, okay, well, something bad's happening, but I don't know what.
It's the Charlie Brown teachers are doing their thing.
That's exactly what it sounds like. There's actually one of the biggest problems in San Diego right now is that there are people stealing catalytic converters out of cars, like literally just going underneath cars late at night and cutting the catalytic converter out because they can sell it for parts. And basically that just destroys your car. Like it turns your car useless.
Oh yeah, I had heard about that. You know what? I might try and...
So maybe that's the allegory they could make with the Metroids, is stealing catalytic converters.
Bringing it back.
Because they're both energy sources.
Where'd it go? Did I kill it? I must have accidentally killed it. Dang it. I can't remember if this game has immediate respawns or not. Might as well save while we're here. So anyway, how do you feel about the idea that Samus might have emotions?
Well, of course she has emotions. She's a human
being. No, might have emotions. Come back
she's
here.
Not a robot.
People thought she was a robot originally until Nintendo ruined everything with their... What the heck?
I thought she was Doom Guy originally, and they ruined that. What if they revealed Doom Guy was a woman the whole time?
Why did it censor that? I have no idea why the Autobot's like... So, Animator AR just said she is not a robot, and the Automod decided that was worth censoring for some reason.
Wait, really? It showed up on my screen.
Oh, I just allowed it.
Oh,
But
that's weird.
That is
So
very
the
weird.
Autobot is like,
So the bot thinks that women are robots, and it's like trying to censor. Like, what was that all about?
that's what it was. The bot was offended that we said that Samus wasn't a robot, and
It's like the bot's attracted to Samus, and it just totally ruined its illusion
the
that
bot
someday,
was like, "Shut up, man! He totally is a robot. I hate you."
someday he was gonna get with Samus. What was that all about? It was so weird. Okay, well now I know I'm going to put as the description on my YouTube video. Samus is not a robot.
I'm going to try to take some form of Samus is not a robot and see what happens.
Oh, well I just allowed animator ARs, so maybe it'll like universally allow that now. Okay, now we have the reserve tank, which I never understood why these exist. Why didn't they just have more energy tanks? Because all it does is make you get your health back when you... So, what the heck? That was so weird.
It's weird.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, there was not a power bomb there, so this is not the place where you sequence where you power bombs. How do we get out of here? Oh, we go up. Silly me. I'm too distracted by the robot thing to remember. That is hilarious.
That was actually the anger that the the Automod bot felt actually just caused it to become self-aware. This is the beginning of the robot uprising, and we just caused it.
How weird. That is the weirdest thing I've ever had to Automod correct. I don't know, like, I have the Automod on there for safety reasons or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, maybe I should just turn it off? I don't know.
Yeah, man, censorship's bad.
Oh yeah, that's right, we can't go this way because of that. I couldn't remember why we couldn't go that way. So I think we need to go down? No, that leads into Ridley's lair. Oh. Where do I go from here? Is that the wave beam? That might be the wave beam. All right,
See how he likes that one.
I'm officially lost, and we're probably going to lose our time and have to do 3 streams of this in order to get through it. So if I manage to beat this game in 2 streams, then we would get the good ending, like guaranteed.
Come on, man. Go, 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 go.
I think for a minute. Actually, I want to go this way.
Am I helping?
No.
All right, well, I tried.
That was so weird. Samus is not a robot is now going to be the name of this YouTube video.
You just made your Automod like super mad at you.
So anyway, like people were like upset with Other M for like the criticism with Other M was that it was chauvinistic and whatever, all these things, but I feel like the premise of Samus being displayed as having emotions being the problem with Other M.
Well, I think it's probably not necessarily that she shows emotions, but it's that she shows weakness that felt uncharacteristic of what we've come to expect from the character.
Right, and that's a valid criticism, but people are like, no, Samus should never talk, and
oh yeah, I don't agree with that. That's stupid.
Like things like that. They'll say things like that, and yeah, I knew that that was all this room was, so kind of a waste.
I mean, especially if you want to make a more story-driven Metroid game, she kind of needs to talk, especially since there's no side characters typically in these games.
So I'm going to go back to my argument that this is a story-driven Metroid game. So, oh yeah, we can't get in there. I think there's a way to glitch past it, but I haven't been able to figure that part out. But, and, you know, I understand not wanting Metroid to have words because the appeal of this game is the exploration, the isolationism, and, you know, the Metroidvania aspect. I can see.
What if they made the Metroid talk? Like the one that thinks you were its mom? What if it was like, Mom! I'm gonna give you power!
Now, the problems with Other M is it's just very poorly written, period. Like,
Well, yeah, that's the problem. I think it could have been. I think letting Samus be an actual human being is not the problem.
sure. And the premise behind Other M, where she basically suffers post-traumatic stress disorder after the events of Super Metroid, I think that's great. I think you could totally do a lot with that.
Yeah, I think that's really clever.
Yeah, the idea that the character has... I want to say that we can't go this way, but... I'm just going to bomb jump up this if this thing doesn't let me... Maybe it's when I'm in spin jump form?
I also think it's funny how supremely incompetent the Galactic Federation is.
Yeah, in general, that's a problem in every video game, though. Almost every video game.
Not just video games. I mean, think about like Star Wars, the third trilogy, where they had this big Galactic Federation and it just gets blown up in like 5 minutes.
Come on, give me a spin jump. Why are you not spin jumping? All right, lady. Just gonna die.
Don't yell at her. She's not a robot.
Oh, my heavens. Well, I am now badly hurt and actually kind of lost. I don't remember exactly where we need to go from here. I think we can go to Fantoon, and maybe that's where we're supposed to go next? That seems a little odd, though, because I remember you want to...
So
Fantoon's one of the big four. So I guess it kind of makes sense from a progression standpoint, but I remember going down into Norfair and fighting the dragon, like, now.
Yeah, do it.
I'm just not remembering how to get down there. Maybe I messed up over here, so let's go this way.
Okay, so if Mega Man got a hold of one of Samus's energy tanks, would he only be able to use it to refill his energy? Or would he could he use it to expand his energy capacity?
He just drinks the whole thing because that's what he's used to doing. He's like, that thing's supposed to last centuries. Maybe it doesn't last centuries. Maybe it only lasts like 4 hours, and that's why Samus starts with 0 energy every time she starts a mission.
Or maybe Mega Man is supposed to actually be absorbing those energy tanks to expand his energy, and he's just too stupid, so he just drinks them.
It's like, this is what happens when you make a little boy into a fighting robot.
Wait, is that what he did? I
No.
thought he was just a robot.
No, he is just a robot.
Oh, okay.
Mega Man is a robot. No, he was a cleaning robot.
Wait, was he?
Yeah. So
Wow, that's kind of lame. Although I guess all of the robots in the Mega Man universe are supposedly work robots.
right. Well, no.
Why doesn't he have like broom arms then? All the other work robots are like specifically built to do their one task.
In Mega Man 2, Dr. Wily actually created all of the robot masters to kill Samus.
Oh, really? He didn't corrupt
Yeah.
existing ones?
Okay.
They should make a Mega Man where you can't absorb enemy abilities, and you only have abilities that are traditionally associated with cleaning things. So you'll have like Water Blast and Suds Explosion and Mop Spin.
Oh, that's right. We needed the power bombs to get in here. That's what it was. So I can't go to Meridia yet because we need the grappling hook to go into Meridia.
Did they ever make a Mega Man RPG?
Yeah, they did. It was called Mega Man BattleNet.
Oh, is that what that was?
I mean, you could call it an RPG.
Do you know Doom has an RPG?
That doesn't surprise me. I'm trying very hard not to die right now. Usually what I do, but...
As opposed to normal. Mega Man Soccer. Wait, was that a thing?
I think I'm supposed to run through this room, so let's do that. Nope.
So funny thing about soccer, It's, I think Persona made a game that was a Dynasty Warriors style Persona game, but they called it Persona 4 Strikers. And every time I looked at it, I thought of the Mario soccer game.
Strikers.
Yeah, that was a good soccer game.
Yeah, I heard it was. I think all those Nintendo sports games are actually pretty fun.
Well, that's why the tennis game they made for the Switch was so disappointing, because it was really bare bones.
Yeah, no. Was it just the Switch version? Because they made one on the Wii U. It was also terrible.
Yeah,
So apparently
it was better than the Wii U one, but not by much.
Yeah.
I still
Graphics are getting
remember.
expensive these days, so
I still remember looking at Nintendo Power at my mom's kitchen table in, I don't know, some point in the 90s, looking at Virtual Boy games and seeing the Mario Tennis and thinking that that was just the coolest thing ever and it blowing me away. And then playing a demo at KB Toys.
that was like the one good game on that system. The Wario game's pretty good.
There was a...
I want a re-release of that Wario game because I was actually a pretty big Wario fan. Like, his games are fun.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
No, there was one on the Game Boy originally. So, the first Wario game is Mario Land 3. Like, that's the title of it.
Which is a phenomenal Mario game that gets overlooked a lot of the time. It's got great catchy music, too.
So this is the boss. I think you just push him back.
Look at his little grabby arm. Look at
Yeah.
his tongue.
The cutest boss of the game.
Look at him, oh, little guy. He reminds me of Jabbers from Blasphemous. I miss Jabbers.
Maybe I need to hit him with super missiles because I just got one.
I was trying to find that clip the other day and I couldn't find it.
Oh, I think I have it like saved separately on my hard drive.
That's up there with like my favorite moments of this stream is that, and then the little Prince Rupert's drop the first time we came across it in.
That's actually part of my Wednesday stream intro now.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
It's so good.
come on, get back there. Get back there. Get back there. Oops.
His head kind of looks like Ridley's head.
Whoops.
Maybe this is another species from Ridley's planet or something.
Okay, let me restock on missiles a little bit here. And health, I guess. Open up.
And not another stream channel.
Eat your medicine.
He just streams on Wednesdays with gameplay and chat.
Yeah, no, I stream with the R Metroidvania subreddit.
It's the dedicated quesadilla stream.
Actually, that's the peanut butter stream.
Which is why I'm not on it, because I'm allergic to peanut butter.
This is like the most graphic boss
Oh.
ending in the Super Nintendo era.
Dude, know what that reminds me of is when you throw... Oh, he even turns into like a little skull. That's sad.
Whoops.
You know what that reminds me of is when you throw Shy Guys into quicksand in Super Mario 2. Because they flip over onto their back and shake the entire time down.
Like, this isn't even one of the big four bosses, but he's one of the more memorable ones because he, like...
So savagely and graphically dies?
Right.
Wait, how is he still alive? Oh, he's not. Okay. That was actually pretty well done. That was clever storytelling there.
Keep telling people that's what this game is.
That whole sequence reminds me of, there's an animated cartoon
No, I
that
didn't
got
do
made,
it.
I think last year, called
Got it.
Savage? No, not Savage. Primal? What was
I
that
see-
called?
Sequence broke this because I don't feel like coming back for it.
I
And
should get that sound effect for my phone. Like, I feel like that'd be a good phone sound effect.
yeah, no, I agree. So that save point down there is probably we're going to quit.
Oh yeah, we're almost out of time.
Yep. Although I'm going to try and get this thing over here first. Come on. There it is. Nope. Come on. I think you're supposed to use the grappling hook to get this.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
I totally did this on my last playthrough without...
This reminds me of Skelemania's jumps.
There we go. Yeah. Actually, it's kind of similar, isn't it? There's a good power bomb for you. I like power bombs because they're great for doing this. Until you get the X-ray goggles, they're my favorite thing. Goggles. I think they're.
Imagine if this was like practical and that's actually how people search for things.
Just blow up things. All right. So yeah, that's the beginning of Super Metroid. 2 bosses down. We should be able to knock out all 3 Ridley and Phantoon next time, I think. So that is where we're going to call it. I'm going to save state just to make sure that we don't lose it. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.